All righty. We are live.
Live.
Yes, we're live. Hi, everyone. Where's Richard Francois? Where is he? Oh, my God. Oh, my God, he's missing. Oh, my God. Or is that you? That's not you. That's Dane.
Got my hair blonded a little bit.
Yeah, you're not Richard. Oh, my God.
I am not.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Elaine. Where's my banner for it? Says Elaine Saunders, illustrious co-host, intuitive matchmaker at the Stand Yourself Dating Show. Welcome, everyone. I'm the anchor co-host tonight because Richard Francois is doing his duty as the most wonderful boyfriend ever, because not only does he give dating coach advice, but he actually implements it in his own personal love life. He is attending to his beautiful girlfriend, Heather, tonight, who needed him by her side. She had some minor surgery, and he's there with her. I encouraged her, just stay with her. That's where you belong. And so tonight, I invited my friend Dane. Say hi, Dane.
Hi, everybody.
This is my friend Dane Krampitz. I recruited him off the Facebook group that I run for singles. If anybody would like to join, you could look us up on Facebook. What is it? Dating in New England, singles. Dating in New England. We have a Facebook group where people can join and interact, and we do events. If anybody's interested, probably should put that link in the comments somewhere along the line, so people can join that if they'd like. And it's just you. So far, it's just you and I. I don't know if anybody's out there. Just say hello in the comments. Let us know you're there. I know it's a beautiful night, and sometimes when it's a beautiful night, we tend to have maybe a few less people watching, but that's okay. If it's you and me, it's you and me. But if there are people out there, tonight's topic is bad dating advice. What do you think about that? Oh, Jay. Hi, Jay. We do have somebody out there. How are you, Jay? Jay, we're looking for people who would like dating advice, whether good advice or maybe not so good advice for the ha-has. And we are here with our co-host tonight is Dane Krampitz. And I wanted to give a little background on Dane and why he's here with us tonight. The reason why I asked Dane here tonight is I met Dane here about 3 years ago at one of my dating events. And Dane was there as a newly single man. Is that right, Dane?
Yes, that's right. My wife had passed away, and I was just making my first steps out as a guy.
Right. And I'll never forget that, because when I meet somebody and they say they lost their spouse, my heart, because I'm in the same situation. I lost my spouse, and I know exactly how intimidating it feels to go out and be single again when you thought you'd never have to do this ever again. You thought, oh, God, I never have to deal with that again, dating. And Dane was there, and I saw the look on his face, and he was like, hey, I never thought I'd be doing this again. So him and I became kind of like fast friends. I really, but I liked you right away. I looked at him and I said, well, this is a man, based on his looks, he won't have any problem, obviously, right? Right, girls? So do we have any girls watching right now? The ladies are missing, but, oh, Nancy, she could probably verify this information. Hi, Nancy. And so that was 3 years ago, and I had the opportunity to introduce him to a few ladies, some nice ladies, and for whatever reason that didn't work out right away, maybe a little too soon in the game. And then maybe how long after that, Dane, you and I had an opportunity to communicate? Maybe I was inviting you to another event.
Yeah, we did some speed dating at one point, and you had, some of the widow events and discussions, right. And so we kind of known each other on and off through that forum.
Yeah, we kept kind of bumping into each other, so to speak, right? And then you gave me some happy news, right? All of a sudden, I heard what?
What, that I've got a great girlfriend. And we've been going out for over a year, and it's
that's right.
It's awesome. Looking really good. It's looking really good.
That's right. Off the market. Without my help.
Off the market.
Without my help.
Well,
but
you know, you got me started. You know, that very first night I went out and I was at one of your mixers, and it was the first time I went off and chatted. I said, can I have a conversation? And I met these nice three women. I told them I was not interested in dating, and they said, that's great. We feel so sad for you. And at the end, they all handed me their phone numbers. And I said, oh, okay. You want to go dancing? Oh, wait a minute. I was just kind of, so anyway, I did, and it kind of got me going. And so I really owe my start to Elaine.
So thank you. Thank you so much. And I tell people that I say, you know, got to go out there and get your toes wet. And, you know, I'm a coach, and so is Richard, you know, just to get a little confidence, bounce ideas off of somebody. Most of the clients I work with haven't dated in a long time. Either they were married and widowed, or they were married and got divorced. And quite frankly, things have changed. I mean, the rules have changed. Things have changed. People have changed. We've changed. Culture has changed in just the last 4 years in dating alone. So it's nice to have somebody you could bounce ideas off of. And so I think that was really...
And I learned a lot from Elaine in her groups, and I think getting some help and some advice, because it's not hard, but it is, there are differences, and it's good to get someone who's actually been there and done that.
Right. So thank you for saying so. That's sweet of you to say. And so now we're here to talk about dating advice. So Dane, now you're my hero. You're in a relationship. And I'm not. So I'm here tonight. I'm going to be asking you for some dating advice, and you're going to be asking me for some dating advice.
I will definitely be asking you for some. Well, I have to let everybody know that I said that the great Elaine Saunders was going to be on giving dating advice, and so they all said, I said, give me your hardest question. So I have some really tough questions.
Oh no. Well, that's where the bad dating advice might come in. Can we put a full disclosure out? Like, let me put a banner up here. Where's the banner? Full disclosure. Carla, where are you, Carla? Put a full disclosure out. We have no responsibility for anybody taking this advice or what happens if they do. Okay? Because they're not paying clients, if they're just getting it off this thing. No, but with all seriousness and not so seriousness, we're here to have fun tonight. This show is about having fun.
There we go.
Thank you, Carla. So I always say you have to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, right? So, I mean, I come across people that not only can they not function in a relationship, I can't even convince them to have a little fun. Just relax and have fun. It's not going to hurt you. It doesn't hurt to have fun. It's actually fun. So, okay, Dane, who should get started here? Would you like to throw your first question at me, or should I throw a question at you?
Well, I'll throw my first question at you.
And of course, I would just want to let the audience know that they are so free to put in the column, in the comments, anything they want to throw at us, and direct your question to either myself or Dane if you have a question. Does that make sense? Is that fair? Okay, everyone. So go at it. You have a question for us, throw it out there. But Dane's going to hit me with one right now.
All right. So this is a good one. This could be a serious one, but let's see. What superpower is most important for successful dating?
This is a serious question or not so serious? I can give you both.
Could be. However you want to take it. Just if you had this power, it would just make things go well.
Okay. Superpower, serious, is compassion. I think compassion for your partner. If you don't have compassion for the person that you're with, it's going to be all about you, and it's going to go sideways real fast. So exactly. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that.
All right,
otherwise I would have said sexiness. Sexy.
Sexy. That gets their attention.
Superpower is super sexy power.
Okay.
That's the other one. Sexy compassion. Sexy compassion. That's the way we have to go on that one.
All right. Well, here's a question from Sally. She says, "Hi, my name is Sally. I don't know why they tell me this. I like long walks on the beach and guys who are nice." Okay.
Wake me up. What?
I found the sweetest guy. He's intelligent, helpful, and kind. But he's an accountant, and he looks and talks like Pee Wee Herman. Should I continue to date him and ignore his appearance? Or should I wait until he's finished with my tax return before I dump him?
Well, how long has she been dating him?
Just enough for a tax season.
All right. My advice to Sally is definitely wait until that tax return is done. Because how stressful is that going to be to take it out of his hands and give it to somebody else? And in the meantime, bonus, she can get to know him.
Now, that is actually that's a great answer. See,
absolutely.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
Yes. By the time those tax returns get done, she might actually grow to really like him.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Good job. That was good. I get a lot of these sort of timing questions. Could I ask some more timing questions, or did you want to ask me a question?
Well, let me ask you one, okay?
All right.
I'm going to let you in on this action a little bit. Okay, I just went on my first date with someone, and he asked me about meeting his mother. It turns out his sister is pregnant, and his mother's really, really anxious about me finding someone to marry. What should I do? It's not for me, obviously, but a younger woman asked this question.
So he wants to have her there just to have his mother feel better about things.
Yes, in fact, his sister just went for the sonogram. So, just met me, first date, wants to know, when can you meet my mother? We're having a family get together this weekend. Can you help me out? Can you meet my family? Mom's really getting anxious about me because I haven't met anybody, and she really wants grandkids. So can you help me out? When can you meet my parents? First date.
Wow. How long's the party?
Should you ask?
That's the first question I'd ask, is how long's the party?
Where is it? How long? What's being served? Will there be alcohol?
Will there be alcohol? Because if it's short or there's a lot of alcohol, it might be kind of fun.
Yeah. Will there be alcohol? That's a good question to come back with.
Yeah, I think that works. And maybe he can get his mom drunk too, and she wouldn't care so much.
Right. Do you know the reason why I put that question in there is because I literally had a first date that kind of went down just like that. Yep. Wow. Mom's taking my sister for a sonogram today. So it would be really cool if you would come to dinner at my house with my family this weekend. I'm like, what? I was like, what? Why? What? I was in my 20s.
Since you brought up one of your first dating experiences, I'm going to add one just because I think it's in the same vein. So, I met this gal. Actually, she was one of the ones from that very first singles mixer that I went out with.
One of my people?
One of your people. Yes, we're in trouble now.
No, they're all beautiful, wonderful women.
They are.
Must have been somebody who came in off the street. I had no idea who she was.
And so we're kind of chatting, and she's talking about how she had cancer, and her husband sort of dumped her when she had cancer, and then when she actually got better, he wanted her back. And so
she said, back after she beat him? Nice guy. Yeah, that's good.
So she's, and I hate doctors. She was going on and on about, I hate doctors. I'm listening to her. I sort of got the pain of all that. And then she says, do you like to play doctor? And I go,
whoa.
Well, yes, I do. But first there's tiddlywinks, then there's hopscotch, then there's shaking hands, and then we play doctor.
There's like a whole procession here. We go.
I just kind of all things in time.
Unbelievable.
All right, so I have a question for you. Yep. My name is Rachel, and I like long walks on the beach with people who are good. Okay. I don't like people who are mean. Okay, got that. I've been in a relationship for over 2 months, and it's going well. We have a good physical chemistry. He could be the one. But when is it a good time to mention to him that I'm married?
He could be the one? When
That's
would be
the question I got. Yeah.
Okay. So is she coming or going out of this marriage?
Really don't get much additional context.
So in this day and age, this open marriage, open relationship concept is really getting a lot of traction out there. People are saying, you know what? I'm not willing to just settle for one partner. I want it all. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. And some people are like starting to agree to it. They're like, you're right. Variety is kind of cool. And I'm okay with that. If I'm okay with it, do your thing. I'll do my thing. And just don't come home late for dinner.
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying it's my lifestyle choice.
Yeah, I don't know how well that really works. I think that's a little tough to make really
well. Polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, yada yada yada. These are buzzwords, popular buzzwords today. So when is a good time to mention to him that I'm married? This could be.
Yeah, that's the question.
And so with this person, I would say the sooner the better.
She's already gone 2 months, so.
How long they've been going out 2 months already, huh?
2 months, yeah.
I think she waited too long already.
It's going well, so now it's serious.
Yeah, I think she waited a little bit too long to bring up the subject. So I think yesterday or the day before that would probably be my answer. Like, what the hell are you waiting for? Okay. This person should have given him the benefit of disclosure sooner than that. Early on. Okay, so here's Nancy's question.
All right.
So she asks, if I was just friends with someone, how would I know if he was interested in dating me or if he was dating someone else? Well, do you want to answer that for her, or would you like me to?
Well, I can certainly give it a try there.
We could both. You could stab, and then I could stab at it. And then everybody could vote whose response was better. I'm very competitive. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. But give it a shot.
I think that I think you just have to say, so bud, what about you and me, huh? Any strings I should know about? You just lead with that and see what he says.
Any what?
Any strings that I should know about? Any other relationships? Any strings attached that I should know about? So just kind of put it there. Just kind of throw it out, and just wait for an answer.
So, I would probably ask, how long have you been friends? Because if you're friends, how friendly can you be if you don't know if he's dating anyone? That's odd. Because that's like one of the things about your friends. Basically, that's a basic piece of information because you want to know about your friends. So first thing out of my mouth is, aren't you dating anyone? I don't care who they are. But yeah. I would just ask. First of all, ask if they're dating someone else. And then if you want to know if he's interested in you, flirt.
There you go.
And if you don't know how to flirt, call me or call Richard, or we can refer you, or watch some videos, or we don't have the time to cover that, but there are ways to, if you can't communicate outright, just look them in the eye and go in for a kiss. That usually works.
Ooh, that's pretty
And if
slow.
he responds, yeah, I would just go in for the kiss. That's a telltale sign how he responds to an approach for a kiss. If he's kissing you back, kind of means he likes you. If he goes like this, then chances are maybe he doesn't. So
I'm guessing though, part of the challenge here is how do you approach this and perhaps still keep the friendship going, right? It's that little dance.
Well, how strong is your friendship? It's only as strong as it is. If you like each other and care for each other, he's not going to go running away. And if he does, then he wasn't much of a friend anyway. That's how you got to look at it.
Well,
Can't be afraid to take a chance, because you never get anywhere. You got to just be brave. Be brave. Love is worth it. Be brave. That's my answer.
You're giving good advice here. You're not giving bad advice.
I've been in the same spot. Recently, I was in the same spot. And I said, whatever.
Right, well,
you got to put it out there. You got to put it out there.
I do have a question for you. What are the 3 sexiest things you can do to woo a woman?
3 sexiest things?
Yeah. Go for 1 or 2.
Here's my credit card. Here are my car keys. And let's go to Aruba.
Wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. Wow. Okay.
Sexy, sexier, and sexiest.
Wow. Let's go to Aruba. I like that. Perfect.
You talk about sexy. You want to make her fall in love, you probably have to do other things, but that's a turn on. Kind of just kidding.
All right. Let's see. I have a couple others. Can I ask a couple others? These are the timing questions. Let's see. Let's see. Hi, my name's Oscar. I like the Red Sox and nice women with long hair. I have an important dating question. For those of us who have a communicable disease, say leprosy, what is the best time to share that information with a potential partner? Should I divulge this on the first date and risk blowing a potentially good relationship? Right? Should I wait until we have an emotional connection and hope we can work through it? Or should I wait until she says, say, Oscar, I noticed that your leg is missing since our last date. What's up with that?
Okay. I wait till the second leg is missing. Screw it.
Just go for it. If you sort of get past that and she gets to the second date,
yeah. If she can get past the first leg, if she can get to the date where the second leg's missing, she's in.
Yep. Good answer. I like that. Wait till the second leg is gone.
Next.
All right. Here's another one. It's just difficult choices in difficult situations where you really have to pick one bad versus another bad potentially. So,
right.
So I'm Derek. I'm a Gemini vegetarian, and I voted for Joe Biden. I met this like-minded woman, but she only recently started to open up to me during a dinner out at the 99 restaurant. While we were getting close, I suddenly felt this large bolus gurgling in my lower intestines. Too much raw broccoli earlier that day, I think. Do I interrupt this tender moment to go to the men's room and risk losing this opportunity to connect? Or do I let nature take its course and blame it on the guy in the next booth wearing the MAGA hat?
Well, problem is there's already some scary smells going on with the MAGA hat next to you. So you're,
your question on the answer. He says, "Please help." Actually, I forgot to read the "please help" part. Obviously, these are hard. You're saying, what? It's a trade-off.
well, don't they segregate the patrons, as it were, with the hats and put them in a different section anyway? Oh my God. Gee, broccoli, huh?
Broccoli.
Does it every time?
You're a vegetarian, just one of those things.
Well, you shouldn't be eating broccoli on a day he's got a date that night. That's just silly stuff.
But the crime's been committed, and there you are.
Too late. Well, he should never blame it on somebody else. That's just complete dishonesty, and I never, ever advise anybody to be dishonest. So he's going to have to pick his butt up and take himself to the men's room or own it. Those are his two options. So, okay, everybody, what do you think? Should he own it or go to the men's room? I think he should just run to the men's room, really. Seriously. That would be offensive to stick around, even to own it or blame it on somebody else, really. His best option is to run for the hills. Save face.
Hard medicine from Elaine. Just be upfront.
Get up your butt. Do the right thing. Yep.
Okay. All right. You're doing really well. So I have to ask you this one, which I find personally rather difficult. So this guy says, "I really like my new girlfriend, but my old girlfriend sometimes did some things better. How do I bring my old girlfriend's strengths into the discussion to set to get my new girlfriend to step up?"
Well, I would just be very frank. Can always I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I'm trying to think of what type of, we talking sexual type situations, or are we talking about balancing checkbooks? What are we talking about?
It was not specific. It was not specific.
Non-specific.
I didn't. Perhaps it was personal, and you didn't want to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like if it could be really sensitive. I mean, it depends on how sensitive the thingy-majiggies are. That would take a lot. I mean, it would really have an impact on my answer. So I don't know. Can I take a pass, and can I call a friend? Can I call a friend? Okay. Landline. What do you call it? A helpline? Phone a friend? Audience? What were those? Anybody? Threesome. There we go. Richard. He's watching. My co-host.
He said he should have a threesome. That's what he suggested.
Okay. There you go. There's the solution. Bring her on in. Bring the girl in, and do a demo.
There you go.
Teach the girl. That's not my advice.
That's how you do it. Now, I like you better than her, but she does this really, really well. So now you watch up, okay?
Yeah. So you kind of take notes.
Really well.
Take notes.
Take notes.
Hi, Karen. I love my friend Karen. Okay, so I got one for you.
Okay. My best. I'm not as good at this as you are, so I don't know.
All right, let me see. I got to find the one I want to ask you. Okay, I'm currently in a long-distance relationship. Should I ask for a commitment from him now, or should I wait for him to get released from prison?
That's a good question. I think that you should just kind of keep it going during the prison, but do your own thing. He's not going to know.
Okay.
And then if you hit that point where he's released, then you get to actually make the choice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just sort of, I mean, he's going nowhere. You have the upper edge. Just keep playing your cards. I mean, it seems to me you got the upper hand. Just do that.
You is smart, Mr.
Hey, I mean, Because he could be trying to take you, right? He could be just, who knows what he's going to do when he gets out. You could be one of 3 other women he's sending emails.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why would she ask for a commitment from a man that's in prison? He could be writing love notes to every woman in town.
Absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, folks, I don't agree with anybody being any pen pal to any inmates. That's probably not a good idea. But if you were to have a long distance relationship with a convicted criminal in prison. All right. Next. All right.
Well, I have a couple more if you want.
Okay. I'll sneak one in because you hit me with a lot.
Go ahead.
Okay. So is it wrong for me to want the passwords to my boyfriend's phone and his email accounts?
Well, wrong to want or wrong to do?
Wrong to ask.
Wrong to ask. I think you should tell him that, because then he'll realize what a nosy, sniveling, sort of conniving person you really are.
But he shouldn't have anything to hide from me, Dane. Why is it wrong for me to want or to ask if he's got nothing to hide?
Well, I
don't understand.
It's like a trust but verify relationship. Is that what this is?
No, there are a lot of people out there that get pissed if they feel that it should be shared information. I want to see your phone. I want to check your phone. I want to check your email. Why can't I see what your your text messages?
It does raise a whole bunch of questions. It's like, is this simply a privacy issue about just respecting in general people's privacy? Is this, I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing and I don't want you to know about it, right? Or is it I've got a girlfriend who's just not very trusting. So,
okay, how about this one?
All right.
I don't agree. I don't feel you should share or should have to share your passwords or whatever. But what if you're at somebody's computer and you just tap it because you're going to borrow or use the computer with their permission, and they forgot to close out the window?
Absolutely. Read everything you can. They didn't have to protect it. It's open. You say, hey, I was just going through. I mean, I don't like the way you organize your files, and that other girl you're sending text messages to with the little smiley faces are getting a little too close to home there, buddy.
Yeah, or he's making dates with other women on Senior Match or something. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that all right? Because
I think it's fine if you're going through his computer and it's unlocked and you look.
Well, he left the window wide open.
Exactly. I couldn't help it.
But should he get mad at me if I read it and he left it wide open? Should he get mad at me?
You have plausible deniability. You have plausible deniability, and that is in a relationship. Right. Always make sure you have plausible deniability. That's what makes relationships work really well.
Okay, so anybody else have any questions? Anybody want any bad advice or good advice? Okay. Junior Match. Junior Mints are good though.
They are.
That's right. Senior Match is good. Junior Match not so much, but Junior Mints are good too.
Correct.
Junior Mints. Okay, next. Okay, we're running out of time. Dane, we'll let you throw one more.
Throw one more. Okay.
See,
well, let's see. So how do you? So a lot of times, people get in these relationships and they're sort of stuck in friend mode.
In friends.
So how do you kind of break the ice towards getting physical intimacy? They just sort of used to being in friends, and they're sort of afraid to they both might be interested, but you'd never know because they don't know how to get out of friend mode into romantic mode. So why do you break the ice towards getting towards a more of a physically intimate relationship?
Tequila.
Excellent suggestion. Excellent suggestion. Domestic or imported?
Definitely imported. I prefer 18. Well, I don't drink anymore, but when I did drink the coconut, 1800 coconut. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
But
Good stuff.
I can't even, if I smell it now, I catch a buzz. Post COVID, I don't know. I had that COVID thing now I can't even, if I sniff alcohol, I get a little woozy. Woo. Yeah, I'm a cheap date, so no thanks. But so I guess I'm perpetually going to stay in friends mode. Come out of the bathroom naked and say,
they can have tequila. Maybe that works.
Yeah.
Come out of the bathroom naked and say, I forgot you were here.
Baby, I forgot you was here. What are you doing here? My oh my, I do declare. Heck. So yeah, there's numerous ways you could offer to give him or her a back rub and etc.
Or the
light a candle, change the mood. Huh?
The old say, you haven't seen my bedroom yet.
Yeah, there's ways.
There you go.
Look at what Nancy said. Guys are turned off if you don't drink. Yeah, because they can't take advantage of you, Nancy. You don't want those guys. Trust me. Am I right, Dean? Do you think I'm right about that? Yeah.
Yeah, if they're worried about that, no. I think you.
No, I haven't had that many boyfriends since I lost my husband, but I've had, I'm going to say 2 boyfriends to speak of, and they both like to kind of pour, go, and there was a sense of pressure that I needed to be on board with the drinking a little bit.
That's interesting because you sort of, I don't know, is that something that they're really pushing towards you? Huh.
Well, it does add to the, kind of adds, yeah. And I can have fun without that. I know for a fact I can.
Yeah.
Some people perceive it as maybe they just, I don't know. I guess that's a topic for a whole nother show.
I think so. Getting kind of silly, and how do you get there? Yeah.
Well, for a first date, this is my cousin Terry. Hi, Teresa Flynn Turco, my lovely cousin who I love dearly and I miss like crazy. She likes to have clarity on the first date, but after that, Terry, right?
Yeah, alcohol.
Everything goes. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think we're going to wrap it up. We're running out of time, or we actually ran out of time. Thank you for joining us. Again, I'm Elaine Saunders. I am an intuitive matchmaker. I introduce people to hopefully the next love of their life, or ex-husband or ex-wife. You never know which one it might be. Just kidding. I do singles events in and around town. I'm out of Nashua, New Hampshire, in the area. If anybody is interested, find me on Facebook, and I will send you links to my groups, my meetup page. We could talk personally, and I also, I don't know. What else do I do, Dane? You probably know better than me.
You sell real estate.
I sell real estate. Oh my God, I'm a realtor. I keep forgetting that.
Sell somebody's house for them and find them a new husband.
House, spouse.
Oh, so there you go. Mouse. I don't know.
Mouse, house, spouse. Louse.
Louse. Now we're kind of
Get rid of your louse. Get rid of your louse. I'll find you a house and a new spouse. How's that?
I think that is excellent. I think that all works. That explains the synergy between all those things. Good job.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Dane. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Take care. Bye-bye.